Hail, brothers and sisters! My name is Captain Meatshield, and welcome back to Attack on Factorio, where we are sitting behind our big defensive wall. It got completed at the end of the last episode, and it stretches around pretty much all of our citadels so far. Turing Sands is the only area that is outside of this big defensive line, and this is forming the first of our three-tiered wall system. So if this is anything to go by, this is going to be fucking ridiculously massive by the time we're done. Which I'm looking forward to. It should be good fun because we've got our mineral deposits are starting to dwindle. We're starting to run out with various different things. It's taking its time. It's by no means happening quickly, but it's getting there slowly. But today, I don't think I'm going to be going overboard with doing, kind of the big rush towards the next set of districts or anything. What I'm planning on doing is a little bit of reworking on some of the rail networks. Finally putting in this bloody refueling station, because that is something that needs to happen. And just kind of tidying up the aesthetics. So this is going to be a little bit more of a kind of decorative changing rooms type of episode. Well, we're just going to go around, we're going to make sure that we've got all the supplies we need, avoiding the trains when they run into their stations. Ugh. I really am trying to get myself killed in this place. You haven't got any ammo. Maybe I should have picked some stuff up from Hollow Point. You're going to be heading down that way in a minute anyway, so... You're not doing anything in this station at the moment anyway, so let's just go. Well, let's just grab what ammo we can. Oh, that's a lot. I'm not going to argue with that. That'll keep me loaded for a good while. And I'm going to grab what I can of stone bricks, because there are some bits of rail that I'm not going to be changing. I mean, this little section between Hollow Point and the Stone District is pretty much going to stay as it is. So I'm just going to bring, I'm going to be going with this design for all of the rail system. It's just a matter of making sure that the rails are completely set in stone before I floor them properly. And I've run out of stone. Never mind, that's done a fair job of getting more of a nice kind of decorative layout sorted for this place. So I imagine at the moment, other than ammunition production, there's not going to be a whole lot going on production-wise, so hopefully we're not going to be having too much bother from the bugs with this episode. Things should be nice and quiet, because we won't be putting out too much pollution, and we did do a little bit of culling in the last episode where we dealt with a couple of bug nests and just kind of cleared up the area to the north up in the desert, which it's not going to stay that way for long. I know that much. The bugs are rather persistent, and they will come along to ruin my day in the future. It's all just a matter of when. Now, this refueling bay, where am I going to put you? And I want to bring these rails in anyway, just to kind of tidy things up. Now, I have made an absolute botch job of trying to sort all these rails out. It's looking an absolute shambles right now. I'm trying to do this while the trains are still running on the system, which isn't a very good way of going about doing things. It's likely to get you run over for a start. But I think I'm starting to get things all sorted. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm getting things set up so that the trains can all go off in the directions that they need to. I think I've got my bases covered. That's an awful looking junction. It's absolutely hideous, but it should do the trick. I need to tidy up these little areas as well and bring the rails of this up to the main line, which itself is probably going to be going through a revision this episode as well, so putting this in is kind of just a bit of a placeholder. And I realise I just buggered up the circuit trains line. Ooh dear. I'm gonna have to offshoot that for him sometime in the next few minutes. And I'm out of rails, which doesn't surprise me. We're doing an awful lot of work with them today. Wouldn't be so bad if I had construction bots or logistics bots. They could just deliver them to me. Should be very handy. Okay, we're going to name this Refueling South. I need to sort out the signals on this area because this is all just one big block at the moment. I need to be careful while I'm doing all this. And you need to be reconnected so that the circuit train can go wherever it needs to. Okay, we'll restock on rails. That seems to be what I need right now. I've got plenty of concrete. I don't know why I picked up this much. Can I put it in the car? Yes. And why have I got so much copper? I don't know. So how is this garbled mess looking at the moment? The one thing that I do want to do is bring like this line that comes up from Factorio around to Central. I want to bring that more straight across so it just makes one big circle line. That's the one thing that I really want to do. That junction's going to be an absolute nightmare to sort out. But that's pretty much what I want to sort out at the moment. And then I'm probably going to be rebuilding Vickersville while I'm doing that. Just so I can get the rails to work with the district and get them to work with the station and everything. Because I eventually want all of the smelting districts to have this layout. This is the defined layout I want for every smelting district. I want them all to look like that. So I need to rework Vickersville to kind of match up with that. And hello, we're being attacked. It didn't do much good. I can probably get away with using less chains or less signals in general on this. I think that works. That's just 3 regular rail signals and 4 chain signals for each end, and I think that's all I need. If I can make it work with those few signals, then I can probably... Whoa, fuck! Oh, be still my beating heart! That generally scared the shit out of me, not gonna lie. Trains come barreling through these areas really quite quickly. It's quite alarming sometimes. Okay, and this is going to be refueling north. Okay, now, coal train. Where are you? Is that you? Yes. Okay, so now I need to inspect your route. So you go from South Central, down to the copper smelting, up to Vickersville. Then if I get you to swing in by... Instead of going to combat, dude, after Vickersville, you can go to Refueling South. And once you come down here, we can have some offloading of coal. 2 for each wagon at the moment. We don't want to go overboard, because of reasons, I think. Mainly for the fact that the coal train is still supplying various different other districts with coal as well, because of the different smelters and everything. So I want to make sure that, you know, things are... You know, everything's still getting supplied while we're being able to, like, sort out all the trains and everything. Actually, you need to be filter inserters before I forget, because otherwise any train that comes into this station is just going to run out of fuel. Or it's going to have all of its cargo emptied out, actually. That's going to be the big issue. So now that the rail lines are starting to become a little bit more of a permanent feature, I'm going to be putting the power lines along all of this, like in between the rails, so that the rails kind of mark where the power grid runs. Coal train has just arrived at Vickersville. Its next stop should be refueling, which is a good spot for it to be at, and it looks like steel production is going quite well. This is a good sign. And now I'm out of materials. I need to go and find my car because I need copper to be able to build myself some bloody power lines. Although I think the coal train has just arrived, so I'm going to get you to stop there. Just so that we can make sure everything is running properly, everything's in operation. And maybe we should drive back up over to yonder district so that we can finish getting everything set up. We don't want to have this be completely drained of coal because otherwise it's just going to get ridiculous. But we now have some automated refueling of trains. Oh, it's taken far too long. I don't even want to count the episodes that it's taken to actually sort this out. I feel quite ashamed for how much time it has taken for me to actually start auto-filling the trains. Look, there we go. So, we've managed to get some automatic loading for these trains. That pole is off by 1, it's infuriating, but this stuff will be replaced by logistics robots in the future, so that's nothing to really worry about. It's just there to make sure that things look good. And with your schedule, you're not going to be needing to spend this much time here. You can probably spend about 20 seconds there. Let's make it 15, just to make sure that we're okay. Now we're going to go down to Combat Dude, even though I have a new name for him now. So, am I in the train? No, I'm out of the train. There we are. Right, and round we go. Yeah. Let's make our way round Combat Dude. Our little stone works district. Because while I do need to rearrange all the smelters and everything to match my layout, I do have a name for this place. Here we go. We now have the Stone Works District of Petros, which, if I have spelt it correctly, I know I've missed the accent that's over the E, I know that much. But Petros is, I think, the Greek word for stone or rock. I was just browsing Wikipedia looking for information that might lend itself towards an interesting name. And that seemed to work, so I went with it. But what are we going to do now? That is a good question. I might go and grab some more stone brick. That's not really going to be enough for what I need to do, so let's run down the tracks. That seems like a good idea. But I want to test something out, and I want to see how good it looks. It might look a bit daft, but I've not tried this, and I want to give it a go. And I might be getting a bit too much stone for this stuff, but we'll go and grab the car because we need the concrete that's in that as well. And then we're going to head up to Central, and then we're going to do a little bit of artistic work up there, just to see how this sort of idea is going to pan out. I really shouldn't be driving through this fucking. I think I just destroyed a fucking inserter. Yep. Well done, me. I can't replace it. Never mind. I should really remember not to. Oh, fucking! I can't stand driving through that gate. I'm just going to remove it eventually. Okay. Now this is the idea that I'm playing around with. I know other people have done this before with their outposts and like when they put names for things, but we're going to put in a nameplate for each district. If I can remember how to spell everything, and if I can get the A's to look right. That's a weird looking A. Looks alright on the map, I think, so I might stick with it. It'd also help if I could spell Central. That A looks absolutely awful, so I might try and fix it. But other than that, we've got like a nice little nameplate. How's that? That's better. I think that looks better anyway, and the cool thing about this is it shows up on the map, so I can literally just look around And if I put a nameplate down by each district, then I can just see where everything is, what it's called, and that's going to make things a little bit easier to get around with navigating the place. So that's quite neat, I think. I think it's quite handy. I don't know, I like it, it makes me happy, I'm going to do it. Why is it when I get riled up I start turning into Moss from the IT crowd? So, mining, going fine. Electricity, going fine. There is still not a lot of production going on at the moment. And the little bit of work that I have done is already taken up half an hour. Ugh. Do you see the kind of effort it goes into, like, doing all this sort of shit? But my next kind of target, I suppose, is going to be this junction up here. And I suppose now that things have, you know, been tucked away behind the big wall, I can tear down some of this stuff. Maybe not the rails, those are kind of important, so we might want to stick with those. But the walls and the gates and, well, it's not like I've not got enough fucking gates, but the stuff that we have built here, getting this little section cleared away at the very least is going to be good, because it means that we've got freedom, we've got room to work with Vickersville if my bag wasn't full. Doesn't help that I'm absolutely loaded up with rubbish like coal and circuits and gears. Why do I have 900 gears? I don't need that many. Oh, the bugs are having another go at the wall. It's not doing them much good, I'll say that much. Right, let's fix this iron train's time schedule so that he can go off to the refueling station as well. So after you've been to the sands, you can go to refueling south. Maybe 10 seconds. Actually, we'll make it 5, because after like a couple of trips, they're not going to need to sit around in the station for long. The only train that is going to need to sit there for a while is going to be the coal train, because obviously it's providing all the supply. If it only spends 5 seconds there, it's going to be going in, and you may as well just throw bits of coal out the train window. But it's nice to get some of this stuff tidied up, because it has been looking a bit messy for quite a while. I mean, the districts themselves have been looking okay, and eventually I really want to get around to like properly flooring Central. Now that the power systems are all properly in place, it would be nice to get that stuff properly established. Like, get it all completely set in place. Is that a stream of bugs? What is going on up there? Oh, I think that's from when they chased me in the last episode. Sounds about right. I might go and put a radar up by that little coal outcrop, actually. That can make it handy for keeping an eye on things. Have I got the materials for making a radar? I don't, because I've got absolutely nothing on me right now. What is wrong with my throat? Oh, I have a radar on me. That's fine. Needn't bother then, I'll just go. If I can remember where the car is. Did I bring the car over here? I do feel like I did. I left it down by the central sign, didn't I? Now the problem here is making sure that I've got room to get out. That'll do it. It's always good to come up here and have an inspection, because this is the first district that we built outside of the central area, and I've not really kept an eye on things up here all that much. It's not often that I come back. Now that it's been built and it's busy doing its own thing, I'm not really paying it much attention, and I feel kind of bad for that. So I'm going to plonk a radar down so we can keep an eye on it, along with this little coal outcrop. And yes, there's a nice little nest over there that we earned the ire of in the last episode. There's a small worm, a medium worm, things that I don't want to be dealing with right now. I'll repair up the car. I should probably repair up this as well. There you go. You'd be better. Yay. It's fun to drive around outside this wall, because it looks so beefy and overpowering and overwhelming. That's the one I'm looking for. I should just stop with words. I'm not good at them. So now what I want to try and do is I want to try to turn this into a big fucking 4-way junction, which I don't think I've ever tried to do in Factorio. I've never tried to build a 4-way kind of plus sign junction. So this is going to be an interesting experiment for me to see if I can make this work. This is essentially going to be the big crossroads where trains from all directions will be going back and forth and weaving their ways around each other. And eventually all this stuff going off over this way is going to just clear out. I think that oil deposit might be okay. I might be able to just kind of put a pump jack in between the lines. I hope that's not going to be an issue. And now we're going to be doing the same with this one. Yeah, I think there might just be enough space for me to put an oil derrick on that. Oil derrick. Hello, derrick. What I mean is a pump jack. I know they're called derricks in real life, I think. I think that's the thing. I don't know. I might be making things up. Right, time to redo these rail signals. Get them all working properly. And redo some of this rail stuff in general, actually, because some of it's looking horrible. Ooh. Death. Death lies on these tracks. It's gonna get me one day. I'm not gonna be paying attention, and I'm just gonna get twatted by a train that comes flying around the corner. Motherfucker just drove over my car! Are you kidding me? That was full of shit like concrete and... oh, god damn it. I'm not reloading the save, that's cheating. It's my own stupid fault. I should have been paying attention. Oh, that is just infuriating. See, it's not just like the trains, like my crashing into stuff in the car. It's trains crashing into me. Because I leave the car in bloody stupid places. Oh, I'm an idiot. I feel like an absolute twat. How was I to know trains would be running along this live rail network that I am currently working on? At least this looks kinda pretty. Oh, it is off, though. It's irritating me. I know the guns are being engaged. I don't quite care at the moment. I've just lost my bloody car. That looks much better. That is a fucking stunning junction design. I thank you. Am I able to place... I am able to place one right in the middle. That's a nice little spot for you. I hope the trains aren't going to come and twat you in the face. If they are, let me know. I need to redesign... No, I don't need to redesign this stuff, because Vickersville is going to be going through a shift. Although I think part of the problem now is that trains aren't going anywhere because I'm buggering up all of this stuff. I've just got to put these bloody bastard junctions back in, haven't I? Have I? Where are you trying to go? Central. Okay. Well, how are you not able to get to Central? That light doesn't need to be blinking. That light doesn't even need to be there, I don't think. Oh, I really have made a mess of all this stuff. It looks like you're blocking yourself on your own bloody train path. Is that the case? What is going on with all this? If I sort this junction out, will everybody be happy? This is taking an awful lot longer than I had planned. But then so does most of the stuff in this game. If I can just kind of get this stuff sorted out and tidied up in a nice, elegant fashion, that will keep me happy. I'm not even sure how well I'm going to edit this episode down. And why are you going... Oh, you can go up that way, can't you? Yeah, an idiot. I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm just going to put these signals in here so that I can dismantle this, stop the iron train from going off on this northern stretch of rail. And then what will probably happen is after I've installed, well, after I've dismantled all this stuff, I will likely be, what will I likely be doing? Probably going about building a new bloody car. I might have a look at trying to rebuild Vickersville with the new layout that I want to establish for all of my smelting districts. It would be handy if I had access to blueprints, but I don't even think I can do the research for that until I've got the... Well, I don't even know if I've got access to blueprints yet. Oh, I do, but I need advanced circuits, which is going to be one of the next districts that gets set up. What are you doing? What are you waiting for? Where are you trying to go? Refueling south. You are taking a very long, windy route. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to disconnect Vickersville from the rail network. Even though I've already kind of done that this episode anyway. We're going to give it a quick redesign and get it to match up with the design in Trostra. Because that will make sense to me, it will look good, and it will just kind of fit in with everything else that we're doing. Those boats still aren't happy over there. Can't say I blame them. I'm never happy with all this stuff. That is space enough for a train. Because getting this set up will also provide a position for like getting access to the oil that's around this little area as well, because as I have been saying, oil is looking very, very bleak for everything right now in Attack on Factorio. The settings have not provided us with much that is going to be particularly favourable, and I'm hoping that these rails aren't going to run through all of these oil deposits. I think we've just managed to get away with that. I'm hoping that's the case anyway. You're going the wrong way, mate. This way. Thank you. Right, so we're now going to have Vickersville West. Ooh, the western wall's being attacked. That makes a change. But at least I know things are working. That's good. And Vickersville East. Not Loft. I had a load of belts and stuff in that car as well. Oh, this is just heartbreaking. I do not feel good about this at all. Not in the slightest. Okay. I'm coming up to the end of my hour. So, while things are a complete mess right now, I'm gonna move this guy, get him over here, then you can actually resume your journey. That makes a little more sense, doesn't it? Yes, and should probably change your Vickersville to Vickersville West, because Vickersville is not going to exist soon. Well, the original station anyway, and we've got a nice big train jam over here. I don't know what's gone on. I'm going to have to fix everything. I don't know where all that was. But yeah, we've got a new couple of stations in place. Some of the rails have been redesigned. I do like this big junction over here. It does look very nice. And we started putting in kind of like some more like decorative based stuff with nameplates and all that sort of stuff. So next episode is likely going to be tidying up what's left of all this, and we'll just go from there and see how things develop. But for now, I will just leave this episode off here and say thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Let's Plays or metal covers from me, you can check out the playlists that are on the channel, and you can follow the links in the description below to follow me on social medias. But thank you again for watching this video, and I will catch you all very, very soon. This is Captain Mitchell, signing off. God, let's have a look at you. Whoa! You're a bird!